So, if you're looking for Danny, he's out on the track. Instead, you've got Ash again. So, hello everybody. And this time it's a turn of Division 1 racing, where through some vestiges of what I can only describe as luck, we've got 9 racing this time. Is now we've got another 22 laps round Monza, and first person to cross the line will be Nils. AJ hasn't done his usual trick this week. So now Nils heads through the Della Rosa chicane again. And now he heads through the Curva Grande. Heading up towards the second chicane. Is he going to clump the curbs? Not quite. And there goes Kimmy through. So now Nils, he's heading through underneath the bridge. He's going to go to Ascari for the first time. There he goes, straight through. Clump, 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 and now he's just cut that last part of the chicane a little bit too fine. Now he heads through the Parabolica. So now let's see what his opening gambit will be. Now he's going to go straight for the pits. So Kimmy goes 47.7. AJ goes 47.3. That's a bit closer between the two. Garvey goes next. There we are. Get there eventually. 49.2. Smalley's going to be next across the lane. Doing a double stinter today. Goes 50 flat. Doc Crop also doing a double stinter. Does a 50.1. Robot does a 50.2. Danny does a 53.0. Castle goes a 48.1. So everyone bar Nils has set a lap. So now let's see anyone doing the fuel burn. Yes, there goes AJ. Here comes AJ, he's doing his fuel burn phase now. Hello to Mr. Edward Turrell, otherwise known as Astrosmurf. Yes, Smalley is apparently your hero, we know this. So now Kimmy's going to be in the pit lane as well, is he? Yep, there he goes, last minute. Castle's doing fuel burn as well. Garvey goes on to another lap. He didn't improve from his last time. Smalley goes on to a brand new lap and improves his time, but remains 5th fastest. Co-op's next, he goes 4th fastest. Good time. Robot next does a 49.5. Good effort. Good effort there from Roboto. So now Smalley is... where is he? That it looks like the second Lesmo, and it is. There's Danny. So Nils this time got a bit of clear track. Let's see how his lap unfolds this time as he heads through the Parabolica. .43, 44, 45, 46, 48.3 puts him 4th fastest. That's a good effort there from Wee Nils. So Kiwi goes on a lap. AJ is on his fuel burn phase. He's got plenty time. He's only at the Lesmos. So let's watch Kimi on a lap. As he heads through the Curva Grande. And now heads up into the second chicane. Over one curb and over a second curb. Good driving there. As he now heads through the first Lesmo. And now he heads up and he's going to head towards Ascari. Pick his braking point. Where's he going to pick? He's going to go the 100 metre board. Yes, I wondered where you got to, FM. As now Kimi heads through the Parabolica. Let's see what time it produces. 47.5. It's a slight improvement. But now AJ, he's done his fuel burn phase. I did wonder where you got to, because well, the race has started now, unfortunately. Oh. So now AJ is on his final lap. Let's see what he's improving by. He's actually slower. Would you believe it? He's slower. Danny improves his time, 150.4. That's still last, so Kimi isn't going to improve his time. He's quite happy with second. Nils has got a penalty there. Castle's on a better lap. So AJ is going to be the first one across the line. So here goes AJ across the line. Doesn't improve. but he remains pole. Kimi goes second. Nils isn't going to improve his time. He's going to be no higher than third. Castle, Nick's third from Nils. Impressive time there from Castle. Coop is going to be no higher than fifth. Here comes Garvey across the line now. Let's see what he does. He's not going to improve from 6th. Robot's not going to improve from 7th. Smalley in 8th. And then there's Denava in 9th. So there we have it. So, we've got this could be a bit of a closer fight today between AJ and Kimi. Yep, unfortunately so. So here we go, 9 runners, and now just awaiting the race start. Wait for 5 red lights. Then we'll be off and racing. There we go, we're off, and AJ gets himself a nose ahead, but there goes Kimi. There goes Kimi looking to go down the inside into turn 1. Into the Del Roger. Kimi gets there. Kimi gets there into the lead. Castle slots in behind AJ in 3rd. Nil slots in behind Castle. And then you've got Garvey in 5th. Then you've got Co-op there in 6th from Danny, Smalley and Robot. So Kimi gets out into the front for the first time. And AJ slide inside. No, he's glitching. Glitching a bit there, AJ needs to be a bit careful. Regarding that, he has had a few internet issues in the past. So let's just hope his internet connection settles down. But Kimi out in front. Let's see if he can defend from AJ as they head through the second Lesbo, and they're now on the run up to Ascari. Kimi straight away defending. AJ looking to the outside. Nope, no way through there, and Kimi sees him off. Good defensive driving there from Kimi. Good heads up driving. Now they head off into the Parabolica. Will AJ get past this time? Yes, I think he will. He's having a look down the inside. He does, but he opens the door up for a cutback. And now Kimi goes for the inside line as well. AJ shuts the door. But now you've got AJ, Kimi and Castle. And Castle's now looking for a move past Kimi. And he's using his teammate Slipstream to get past. And he does it. Great move there from Castle into second. Pushes Kimi down to third. So now Castle's going to possibly try and back up Kimi here into to Nils, and there's Garvey there keeping good company as well. Yep, just a little dodge in the braking zone. And now Kimi is looking to try and find his way back past Castle, but Castle sticking to his guns. And now Castle is now having to keep. I'm just going to exit there and re-enter. There we go. So now Kimi is now looking to try and get past Castle. We're going side by side now, heading into the Della Rosa chicane. Let's see who breaks latest. And it is just about Castle holds on. Going side by side and as clean as you like between these two old teammates, but this is just allowing AJ to get the breathing space that he needs out front. Kimi's up and down the inside now, and it's not quite happening, with Nils keeping very close company. There's Garvey in fifth, just dropping off now off the back of that pack. In sixth, we've got Co-op again. He's out front of these four. And then you've got Smalley, Danny, and Robot heading through the second Lesbos. Let's just see what happens between these four. Smalley, Danny. There's Robots out front. We've got AJ. Castle has now slipped back into second. Kimi's made the move stick and got himself back into second place, but now could be under threat of a possible overtake here. Will Castle try and make the move stick going into the first turn? Now Kimi just has his nose out in front. Can he do anything about AJ, the immovable object out front? Kimi has a purple first sector there for the first time. Gets over the curbs now. And he still kind of break out of this train with Castle. Castle's holding on to him as they head through the second Lesbos. Kimi he's going purple again, middle sector. I'm interested to see if AJ can respond on this lap. Now you can see the gap just starting to open out. Yeah, Kimi's doing a good job as they're now heading to the Parabolica. And now you can just see there's a little bit of daylight just creaking in. But then again, Castle's got the better exit. 46.7, 46.5. Well, the lap times are they're virtually even. Castle now looking down the inside, 47.9, 47. Yeah, that's about even. It's an even spread of lap times. Nils is just sitting watching these two battle, looking to pick up any scraps. Garvey starting to become a bit redundant in 5th place. And you've got Co-op who's doing a very, very good job in 6th. Now you've got Smalley, Robot and Danny. So just while they settle down out front, it's one more to Robot. Let's see if he can make a move on Smalley heading through. The chicane now through the first Lesmo. Now he's making the move. Trying to get down the inside of Smalley, but Smalley has later braking. And now it's side by side, heading underneath the old track. It's still side by side. And Smalley hangs on to the place for now. And Danny has a very, very interested watch and brief. Well, these three battle each other. Oh! And Danny's running down the inside of all two of both of them. Smalley heads wide out the Parabolica, loses 2 places. Danny, meanwhile, wins the day and gains himself 2 spots. So now puts him side by side with Robot heading into the first turn. Robot gets him round the outside of into the Della Rocha. That's going to be something to keep an eye on as time goes on. Meanwhile, AJ opens up the gap. He's opened up to just over 2 seconds. But he's not running away with it like he has been in recent weeks. As meanwhile now, Kimmy is just still having to defend a little bit here from Castle and Nils. Castle's not allowing him to get away here. The lap times are remarkably similar. And AJ doing a good job out front. So now Kimmy heads through the Parabolica. Possibly going to have to do a bit more defend from Castle. Castle's getting the better exit and getting the better overspeed. A little bit close to call. Let's see now, heading into Della Rocha. Kiwi does enough to stay ahead. Now Castle trying to hurry him along. Clump over the first chicane, now heading up into the Lesmos. Still Kimmy hangs on to the place. Gap still remain just under 3 seconds here. They're both helping each other along. Oh, Kiwi heads up onto the grass a little bit. That now allows Castle a bit of space to work with. and he's not alongside enough to be committed into the move. Look at Kimmy go. Absolutely monstered the curb through the last part of the Ascari chicane. Now loses himself a place to Castle. Castle now up into second place. They're both very similar on fuel, and I know from racing with Kimmy that one of his strong suits is definitely fuel. Heading into the first chicane, let's have a look now. So Nils is now keeping very close behind Garvey in fifth. Quapper's started to break away from those pack behind him in sixth. Possibly look to pass his countryman. That would be a liberating battle indeed. And now we've got Grobot in seventh, and there's Danny in eighth, Smalley in ninth. Had his massive incident a lap ago. Might have had another one. So now let's watch Danny go into the chicane. So now Danny is just a little bit off the back of Robot now, heading into the Parabolica. Let's see, Danny's up and down the inside, having a little bit of a slide, using all of the track and a little bit more what used to be a gravel trap. There goes Smalley, so now AJ's managed to open his gap to nearly 5 seconds again from Castle. Kimmy now is in a bit of strife here. He's now got Nils behind him. In fact, Nils is going to possibly look to try and get past. He doesn't quite have enough to get down the inside and thinks better of it. Let's see, his tyres doing better than everyone else. Oh, about the same. They're about the same. Fuel wise, he definitely has a little bit more fuel saved up. But Castle is just starting to break away from this. From this train. So now Kimmy's just overseeing the he's seen off Nils, can he reclose to the back of Castle? Now they've opened out the gap. There's Garvey in 5th. He's a little bit, like I say, on his own. His co-op is a little bit on his own there as well. Danny's left. Oh no! Looks like Danny's internet has again given up. So now Robot's on his own and Smalley's on his own. So AJ now has a gap of nearly 6 seconds back to Castle. And now Kimmy's back to Monster in the back of Castle again. So now it's going to come down to the pit stops, you feel. Looks like everyone is doing the Parabolica. So it looks like everyone's going to be doing the one-stop strat. So AJ's in, Kimmy's in. Castle's in, and look, Kimmy's actually saved fuel. He's got more in the fuel tank than Castle. This should be a position swap. So AJ's gone, there goes Kimmy, and there's Castle, 2 seconds back. So now I'll be interested to see, can Kimmy try and attack Castle for the, trying to attack AJ for the rest of the race. Because now he has managed to gain a spot in the pit stops. Let's see if Kimmy can start to extend the gap on Castle. Looks like he can. Robot's obliged and very quickly got out of AJ's way. Doc Co-op now leads the race, but I think he'll be heading into the pits come the end of this lap, and he does. So now that will put AJ out in the lead. Robot will also head in, so the positions will now cleanse, and now we'll have AJ and Kimi first and second. As they now head into the De La Rocha chicane. Kimi's managed to give himself a chance. So now let's watch. See if that gap does come down from AJ to Kimi. Let's have a watch. As Kimi clumps to the second curb at the Lesmo. There goes Kimi. He's keeping the gap fairly stable. As AJ now heads into the Parabolica for the 13th time. And there goes Kimi through for the 13th time. AJ doesn't improve on his fastest lap. Ha! And Kimi does, 47.5. That's a brand new fastest lap of the race, and it's a 10th quicker on that last lap compared to AJ. So he put everything into that lap. You can see he's putting everything into it now. You see he's pulled away now from Castle. Nils now in fourth is dropped off the back of Castle. Now you've got Garvey, who's now got Quad behind him, intriguingly enough. So this is now going to be a battle for fifth place. You've got Robot there, and there's Smalley at the back. He's picked up quite a few penalties. So let's see if Grove can trouble the back of Garvey. It'll be interesting to watch a current D2 driver, very current D1 driver. It's possible. Keep an eye on that. Gap's just starting to eke out again. As there we go. AJ has responded in kind to that fastest lap. 47.5 compared to 47.3. And Kimi does a 47.7 on that last lap. So that gap's reopened out to about 4.5 seconds nearly. Castle is still dropping back at about 3/10 a lap. So now we've got AJ, Kimi, Castle. There's AJ in fourth, a very lonely fourth now as it will be. There's Garvey in fifth. He's got caught not a million miles away from trouble in the back of him. And Robot's going to have Smalley trouble in the back of him not before long. As we're now heading into the second chicane. So it'll be interesting to watch to see these two end up battling as they'll go on board with Smalley for a little bit. Smalley getting very out of shape out of the first Lesmo. And then the second Lesmo. Is he closing on Robot? He is a little bit. Heading through a Scary. Monza's the curb. And so he's closing up now on Robot. If the gap is ever closing. Out of the first Lesmo and into the second one. Smalley mounting the curb just a bit too much. He's going to gain himself another penalty, I feel. There you go, he's gained himself over a second. Wow. As AJ now has he's keeping the gap steady at about 4 seconds. So this battle has neutralised a little bit. Castle in third is now a little bit on his own. Nils in fourth is definitely on his own. Robot pits. Huh. Okay, so Robot pits. That's alright, that's a different strategy ploy. The AJ has opened his gap now out to just over 5 seconds. Well, actually it's crept down a little bit. It's just now it's about 5 seconds now. So he should just be able to manage the gap from here. As long as he doesn't take any silly risks, then it should be a victory for him. Oh, Danny, you got disconnected. That's what you could join me in the commentary box of the last few laps, Danny. We could have a discussion if you so wished. May as well join if you're still there. We could have a live race chat with a driver who was in the race. As Kimmy, I think, just made a mistake there through second chicane. Castle could yet start to close in. We'll keep an eye on that. Nils in fourth, Garvey in fifth. He's still got co-op, still troubling him. Not troubling enough to possibly make a move, but he's troubling him enough to keep distracted. There he goes. There goes co-op in sixth. Now we've got a battle on between Smalley and Robot. Let's go on board with Mr. Elliott. Now heading through the Curva Grande. There he goes. So now we're going to go into the second Lesmo. He's got that quite nice in the first curve. And now he caught the second curve quite nicely. So now it's going to be down to Smalley to defend. Let's see if a move can happen. No, he's not close enough to make anything happen. But his tyres are about 5 laps younger. Now you can see Smalley trying to break the slipstream, but he hasn't done it. Robot lifted off. I've got no clue why. Now here we go. Now it's side by side. Now it's side by side before heading into the De La Rocha chicane. Let's see, yes. Robot makes the move stick. So now let's see if Smalley can respond in kind. Robot goes defensive. In fact, Smalley just drives right around the outside. Now these two are still ahead. So now clumping the second curb there at the second Lesmo. Now can Robot was one. He's a little bit too far back, so we'll come back to that one in a minute. AJ is now 6 seconds clear of Kimi, who he's starting to fall back into the clutches of Castle here. This could be a battle to keep an eye on before the race is out. Nils still in 4th, Garvey's still in 5th, Coop still in 6th, and these two still squabbling over 7th. Well, Gwen's boys are in 7th. They're just trying to decide which one will be in 7th. As now Robot goes down the inside of Smalley. As they're now going side by side across the line. There we go. That's a move done. That's Smalley now back into 7th place for now. So now AJ's gap, he's had a bit of a scruffy lap, because that gap is now below 5 seconds again. See, 50.4. Kimi's got a penalty he needs to get rid of before the end of the race, otherwise that opens the door for Castle. So now Castle's trying his best to... So now has Kimi managed to shake any of that penalty? Let's see. Not really. This could be something that could be to keep an eye on before the end of the race. It's not really shaking. It's now the final lap. Before you know it, it's the final lap here. Those two are still squabbling. Nils is still squabbling. Garvey has managed to keep Court back, and now we're back side by side between Smalley and Robot. Wow. Just about gets past. Now let's see, can Smalley make a move stick into the first turn? And he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't get alongside enough. And then Smalley decides to have a bit of a squirrely moment. As meanwhile AJ heads on his imperious way to yet another victory. So he heads through the Parabolica now, and he heads for another 26 points because he will have fastest lap. Good job for AJ, well done. Kimi finishes second, and the closest gap of the season to AJ. Castle finishes third. Let's shake the penalty off, so there we go. There goes Nils across the line fourth. Good job. Garvey's next across the line. He's going to finish fifth. So good job to Garvey. There goes Doc Corp across the line sixth. Good job. So now there goes Robot across the line seventh, and Smalley has run out of fuel. And there goes Smalley eventually across the line. So there we have it, folks. That's another race win for AJ. good job, and a good job to everybody. So at this point, I thank you very much for watching both races. I'm off to lie down in the darker room after a double commentary stint again in 2 days. So thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.